All right. Hey guys, welcome. Wait, 1 second. Hello? Hey, it's been a minute, man. How's it going? Yeah. All right. I'm just recording a video here. Yeah, yeah, no, I know. Lakers are in a 5 game winning streak. So yeah, I was just about to record about that. Now can we talk about? Yeah. Wait, wait, but what about Hayes? When is he returning? Wait, what are you gonna do about D'Lo now? Yo, what's up? This is Tony Vega. Want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Um, hey, Lakers are 9-4. Upon the recording of this video, Lakers are 9-4. They play Utah at home. Things are looking good. They are top four, if I'm not mistaken, in the East, in the West. Uh, Honestly, I am shocked. I am surprised. And what's surprising is this recent run from them actually stems from D'Angelo Russell. I'll say this again. This stems from D'Angelo Russell. Now, mind you, 5 games before, JJ at game 9 decided, which was eerily similar to Darvin Ham at that time, but rather than benching Austin, JJ decided to bench D'Lo. Now, why is that important? Why is that such a factor? Well, even though D'Lo hasn't hit numbers or career highs or things of the sort, he's been a very positive impact for the Lakers. He's been, I mean, the Lakers bench has been atrocious, and by atrocious I mean bottom of the league. It's not good, not good at all. It's not ideal, and that's kind of like where the problem lies with the Lakers. They need help. They need talent. They need assistance. They need a package right now of just players that can play. And sorry to say package, but it's pause. But I'm just saying like a care package from Warzone or something. Like they just need help now. And Hayes has been out. Cam Reddish has been out. Rui has been out. Um, Again, the same since the start of the season. Christian Wood, we have to wait 4 weeks. Jared Vanderbilt, nothing. Um, Bronny today was announced that he's kind of hurt in the injury report. Um, it was from the G League game last night. He kind of took a nasty fall. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty nasty. But again, JHS is also hurt. Thank you God that AD, who is not 100%, we can say, but it's in like he's pushing through, and LeBron James, which he's again, you can say he's kind of load managing to a certain point. So the Lakers, in a sense, are lucky. Like I'm not gonna lie, we're lucky that we are 5-0, and we are showing some good things on stats. We're showing some good stuff, and let's go. You know what? Um, let's go to this slide right here. Not this one particularly. Let's go to this one. So this is interesting. So Lakers right now are fourth in the West. Again, if you look at the entire West, there's like 11 teams to 12 teams trying to buy into the basically they want to be a playoff team. So they want to be a playing team, playoff team. They want to get into the top 8, top 6. And right now, Lakers are in a positive trend. They're only tied in terms of streaks with the Rockets. Rockets are in a good role. They're beating teams that I honestly wouldn't thought they would have beat, but they're in a great position too. Golden State, no idea why they're there, but they're there. They're showing they're showing what they're good at, which is just team building. Like it's I don't know how they do it. They just do it. But yeah. And OKC, well, it's unfortunate what happened to Shed, but they're still in the mix. They are a very deep team, as well as Golden State for the time being. So honestly, it's interesting because Lakers are in a good position, yet Lakers think about this. Lakers are injured. Golden State is almost fully healthy, if not healthy. OKC has a couple of injuries. Houston seems to be completely healthy, and the Lakers, being as banged up as they are, they're 9-4. Uh, I'll take that to the bank. I'm okay with that. Like we cannot say enough about you know the luck that the Lakers have had in recent days. I am okay with it. The one thing I will say though, when it comes to this, I I wonder what the Lakers will do, and that's where kind of like the intro came in. Like, what are they gonna do with Jackson Hayes? What are they gonna do um with these with these players that we have right now that honestly they're not like Jackson Hayes, D'Angelo Russell, Christian Wood. Um, Again, they're all great players to a certain point. Like they're good role players, but what are we gonna do with them? Like at some point, being as injured as we are, we kind of need we really need help. Like we need a backup center. We're relying on Koloko right now. May I remind you, Koloko has only played like a handful of NBA games. It's it's not an ideal situation. It really just isn't an ideal situation. But let's look at the positive. Let's look at if you look at the roster right now and you're saying, let's make a trade, right? Let's just make a trade. And to focus on this, to make a trade, you need salary. You need salary, and because the Lakers are a first apron team, we cannot take more than what we send out. So, for instance, if we want to go for a Dorian Finney-Smith, that means we have to exceed $14 million or 14 point something million just to be okay, if that makes sense. Because we were right there. We're I think 30,000 away from the second apron. So we need to send out way more salary to make any type of trade. So you would say yourself, D'Angelo Russell, Gabe Vincent, let's go and get Cam Johnson. Sure, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. I have honestly no quorum or no problem with that. But here's the issue with the Lakers. Once you involve Gabe Vincent, once you involve D'Angelo Russell, once you involve Rui Hashimura, Jared Vanderbilt, even though he's injured, Max Christie to a certain point, you have to understand what you're getting back has to fit that role. So, for instance, let's say we go and get a Cam Johnson. That's great. We got Cam Johnson. Excellent. He can start, but now you have Rui. Do you send him to the bench? Most likely. But then who's your shooting guard? You see where the problem lies? You see where the issue lies? Like it's like your shooting guard's gonna be, is it gonna be Max Christie? So to a certain point, Lakers are in that kind of weird spot where like they need to make a trade, but they need to be way smart about it because all of their salaries kind of divided into multiple players. We don't have Russell Westbrook type of salary. We don't have that like $47 million player that we can just trade one single player and get three or four back. We can't do that, unfortunately. And because other teams are in the same position, same CBA situation, like some teams are first apron hard cap, some teams are second apron hard cap. Like there's multiple scenarios to this. Nets, if I'm not mistaken, they're first apron hard cap, so it's not like they can take on that much more money. So now you're looking at the situation in a different lens. It's not as simply as go get Cam Johnson, go get Dorian Finney-Smith. How are the Lakers winning? Fun fact has to do with D'Angelo Russell going to the bench. As good as Austin Reeves has been, AD, LeBron, Rui to a certain point, he's been off recently, but at the beginning, like the bench has been a very, very. It's been weird. Again, Gabe Vincent, he hasn't shown. He just hasn't shown any type of offensive, like any type of offense. Nothing like this. He's had probably more donuts this season than he's actually eaten, if that makes sense. Like it's been bad. It's been very bad. So Max Christie, it's been a rough start for him. But the good thing is in this road trip, when Rui went down and we went to San Antonio, I will say this: Max Christie and Gabe Vincent came to play. Gabe Vincent, it wasn't an offensive explosion. I think he only got 6 points or 8, maybe. But both of them, like Max Christie, he shot some threes. He was a defense, like he was a pest. He was getting offensive rebounds. Again, those two games went to the wire, and Max Christie actually came up making some great plays. So honestly, his rebounding, his energy, that's great. We always, as Laker fans, type of devoid D'Angelo Russell, be it by his attitude sometimes, or his demeanor, or how he kind of comports himself, or for the fact that we've seen him already 2 playoff series against Denver and it's not been good. But for the most part, you could say. But here's the thing: D'Angelo Russell does provide shooting, does provide an element of just scoring, something that it's not consistent. And having, because here's the thing: D'Angelo Russell is an overqualified player to come off the bench. He's not a bench player. He's not a starting point guard on a contender, but he's not a 6-man kind of guy. Like he has that type of talent. It's just this has been a very rough start for him this season. Extremely rough start. Like, and when I say rough, it's like it's it's he's too passive, way too passive, to the point where he's actually looking for the next, like when he has an opportunity to shoot the ball, he actually defers rather than being aggressive. Don't know what it is. He kind of looks like he's letting the game kind of dictate where he can get his shots, his playmaking as well. But the one consistent factor that other teams are doing now, when they see D'Lo and when it's like the second half, they start targeting him, kind of like what they do with Dalton and Austin Reeves. But because they're big frame, they kind of can hold their own a bit. It's not particularly great either, but with D'Lo, it's like I think it was with the Pelicans. I saw Ingram basically hunt him down a couple of possessions, and it's like Ingram just scores, 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 and they were doing it consistently, trying to get D'Angelo Russell. So that's a problem. That's a big problem. But when it comes to his scoring talent coming off the bench, that's something that the Lakers much need right now. Like they don't have that type of punch from the bench. But here's the counterpoint, and here's the reasoning, at least for me, that I feel that the Lakers need to do. They need to focus on a 3 and D wing. Be it a Cam Johnson, be it a DFS, be it a Jeremy Grant. They just need to go and get like as close as a 3 and D player you can get. Because currently we don't have that. Like Rui, as great as he started the season, has shown a lot of like he can't finish around the rim. His offense, his rebounding has been up. That's been something that we griped on since last season. But to a certain point, it's getting where it's like he's reverting a bit to his old habits. And when he's not scoring or he's not being aggressive on offense, he kind of just looks like a guy that basically gets, when the offense stalls out, he's basically the guy that gets the ball and says, okay, just create something out of nothing. And sometimes he does, sometimes he just doesn't. Defensively, there's nothing really to go by. He is a physical player. He's a 6'8" forward that Lakers should use. But Dalton has come to play. Like he is here. He's shown himself. Like he had a career night last game against the Pelicans. He actually shot the ball well, and probably the reason why we won the San Antonio game as well. You know, he kind of propelled us and gave us a lift. So Dalton is showing a lot of the offensive prowess that I'm not sure Rui can show. But here's the thought. What if you do trade D'Lo, you move Rui to the bench? Let's say you get a Jordan Finney-Smith. Let's say you get a Cam Johnson. You slot Cam Johnson for Rui Hachimura. That's basically what you have in Dalton in terms of a sniper, but at the same time, it's like a better version. I just feel like it's a better version in all aspects. And plus, you have Rui basically coming in when Braun wants to sit down, and then you have a combination of Cam Johnson, Rui, AD, and whatever guards you want to play. So I feel like that would be great because then Rui's production can offset the field. That's if Rui produces from the bench. That's the big if. But let's go back to this slide. And if we look here, we look at the standings, we look at where we are. That's fine. I feel like this is the best as you can have. Not a problem. But if you take a look at the differential here, the point differential, it's too early. So blowouts, bad games are going to reflect very poorly on this stat. Where this, it's simple math. Like it's what you allowed your opponent versus what you scored. If you get blown out, like you're kind of effed. But considering the fact that it's just one, and if you look, we kind of rank very low. The defense has been an issue with this team. It's been an issue now. AD can't do everything. AD has been focusing so much on the offensive end. It feels like either the injury or something is bothering him, where it's like on defense, he'll have plays, he'll have moments, defensive plays, but not every single possession going for every shot, trying to protect the basket in that capacity. And I don't blame him because he's expending a lot of energy on the offensive end as well. So it's interesting what the Lakers do. But if we go here today, Mr. Anthony Irwin, and maybe this is too small, Let me see. Yeah, Anthony Orrin. So basically, he just wrote an article for Clutch Points. You guys can go look at it. I'm not gonna really put everything here, but if you go to his profile pic, if you profile in Twitter, he'll probably have the link there. But basically, you know, you're saying in talks to sources close to the Lakers, Russell playing well is in this role might make them little more reluctant with as the bench unit seriously struggled with Gabe Vincent at the helm. If this is actually who Russell can be for the rest of the season, Lakers might get even more picky about who they trade him for, or would look to find more reliable options than Vincent as part of the Russell trade. Key point. And he starts in honestly in his depiction, he says the the reaction might have more reluctant to trade a player because it fits the bet has been wild. I don't blame. And here's kind of why I say that though. Um, if you want to trade at D'Angelo Russell, unfortunately, you have to take the position that you want to keep him. That's it. Like that's just as simple as that. Ending negotiation 101, you want to keep D'Angelo Russell. You want to know and tell people, hey, there is life after D'Angelo Russell. He isn't expiring, but if we keep him, we keep him. Not look desperate to other teams. And if they're looking good as they are now, and if they continue their upwards trend, then there's no reason for Lakers to be looking like they're desperate or calling everybody to say we need to unload this guy now. So I get the reasoning behind that. It's not bad. If anything, I'm with it. It's just a matter of like it's timing. Nobody wants to make a trade now. Prices are way too high. So most likely than not, you kind of just have to roll the dice and see if you can sustain this level of play, which that could be a problem, but you kind of have to bet on that because until the prices lowers, like I don't feel like the Lakers want to, if not anything, get rid of those two first round picks. And you would ask yourself, like, why would you say that? Don't you want to win now? Are the Lakers this? Look at what they are. They're number four, like they're top four right now. They're playing excellent. I get it. I'm not trying to diminish that, but here's the reason why I say what I say. It's like, look at this. 2027. Who's it? Anthony Davis player option at that point. What is Anthony Davis? Are we going to sign him? Does he want to go somewhere else? I don't know. We go down. It's like we have Connect. We have a player option max that we have to pay. Jared Vanderbilt. Not a lot of. It's not a team that you can know. It's not something that you can project. LeBron James at that point most likely is not in the league. So it is a totally different team with no idea to what they are. Yeah, look, no one. So restricted free agent Dalton Connect. So I'm just saying, like, it's obvious. Like it's really right there that the Lakers really want to make sure that this pick these picks are used properly. That's why like pick for Dorian Finney-Smith, I don't think it's gonna happen. Or did it Schroeder? No. Bruce Brown? No. Kessler? Maybe. And why? Because he's junk. Like these picks have to mean something for them that far out. So, and you could say to yourself, "Well, you have a LeBron James now. This is championship window. It's now or never." I get it. I'm with you. I'm just saying how they're moving. Again, they spent the entire summer, just talking about development, not only of Bronny, but of Quincy Oliveri and Maxwell Lewis. chess, which declined the team option. So I don't know if they just call it that, but just saying, like in general, they've been just harping on the development. So they're looking at life after LeBron. That's not a rocket science. That seems to be the obvious recourse. They're doing the two timeline thing. They really did believe that this was the moment. They would have never drafted. But again, their actions are defining something completely different from what we all expect them to do. I expect them to be aggressive. I expect them to be on point, to be like, hey, we're really going to go for all in move. Like, give me Zach Levine. We're gonna go for Zach Levine. You know what? We're not gonna go to Zach. We're gonna go and get Trey Young. Put everything on the line. We're gonna get Trey Young, or we're gonna do. They haven't shown that. They haven't even. If anything, it's kind of scary how highly regarding they value Austin Reeves. And I'm not hating on Austin Reeves. It's negative, but that's why sometimes there's certain group of the fan base that looks at Austin Reeves and says like we should have traded him for DeJounte Murray because it's how highly he's being regarded, almost to the level of like he's the third star. And in my season, he's been performing. But going back to D'Angelo Russell, though, there's something more important that you guys remember, and I think Mr. Sam Quinn, and let me put this up here, said it the best here. This is when way back when we have Westbrook. According to sources with knowledge, Lakers' plans for Westbrook play this past month has made it increasingly unlikely that he will be traded before the league's February 9 trade deadline. Again, great point. This is, again, a lot of the articles that's going to be flying from here to December 15th and maybe until February, until the trade is done. It's going to be it's going to be everything about like team is interested in D'Lo, Orlando Magic, Detroit Pistons, et cetera. Like everybody's going to be starting like link to this, that, just all. So I don't think there's a trade to be imminent, but I do believe the Lakers should make a trade, at least marginal. Again, the fan base is clamoring for Walker Kessler. I don't blame them. Kessler has had an impressive starter of the season. He's only 23 or less, if I'm not mistaken. Like he's young, so it's like he's everything the Lakers would want in a center. But the fact is, I don't think they're going to pay that hefty. Even OKC with Chet Holmgren, like he just went down with a hip fracture, if I'm not mistaken, or something. I apologize if I got it wrong, but he's reevaluated for 10 weeks, which that just suggests that it's going to be he's missing the entire season. And they have all the picks in the world, and they didn't win for Kessler. So they either believe in Hardenstein or they just don't want to overpay. And again, I don't blame them. I think the Lakers have an opportunity. They're looking good right now. They sustain this to a certain point. Link should at least consider moving Gabe Vincent, or seeing an all-in move. What if an athletic guy like Levine, or shoot the stars? See if treatment really is available, or throw them an offer to see if they blink. Because the reality is, as you've seen in the graph, as you've seen, and let me go back here. There we go. When it comes to their books, it's pretty clean from 2027 on. So it's like you have hella cap. So now it's like it's on them to fill that cap space with palpable talent with just somebody that can actually like help AD, or AD can help that star to kind of like go to the next level. Something that people don't want to understand. Like Trey Young, Trey Young has never had talent next to him. You can see a lot about Dejounte. They never complimented each other. They really just that's the fact that they really never complimented each other. So again, they wanted something from Dejounte Murray, but it never transpired. So it's like pairing Trey Young with an Anthony Davis just seems to make all the sense in the world. No, a lot of people say defense, defense, defense. I hear you. I understand you. But the matter of fact is, like, we need to fill that position. I'm not sure what Austin Reeves is going to look like at that point. I don't know what Justin is going to look at that point. But looking at the future sometimes gets easy. Looking at the present is clear as day. Anthony Davis is performing to an MVP level. The Los Angeles Lakers, I hope you do make a trade. I hope you do honor AD's sacrifice. Because if you see his eyes, you see like his injury, like he's given it all. He's not 100%, but I do hope they make right and make a trade. Don't fall in love with what D'Lo's doing. And by the way, here's another snap at this putting on which is the whole you can't win with these stuff. Best offensive rating among duos is minimum 100 minutes. And number 1, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray. Number 2, Dalton Connect and D'Angelo Russell. No freaking way. I am shocked. I am astonished. Why are we not playing them more together? Because they can't stop shit. That's just a fact. Yeah, they could be combined. Again, the Lakers don't have perimeter defense. And you can't ask Dalton to carry the defensive load off of D'Lo. So it's these types of stats kind of suck, if I'm being honest. It's like, yeah, it's all great in theory, but in real application, there's a reason why like an offensive rating is great, but a defensive rating is crap. And then you look at the net rating, and then it's a little can of worms. But just to a certain point, Lakers are in a roll. Lakers have won 5 games straight. Let's continue the positive trend. I believe in the Lakers. I believe that they have that opportunity. I believe they have an opportunity to be a contender, but it requires sacrifice. If you think the Lakers are falling in love with D'Lo again, I would bet money that that's not the case. I'll bet the money that if they do believe in D'Lo, is because they are unequivocally in a contending status as is. And right now, not to D'Lo's fault, we have a lot of holes that are like this is a ship with a lot of holes. We are afloat. We are going in a positive direction. But once a good team applies a certain amount of pressure, or if AD or LeBron has certain nagging injuries, or not nagging injuries, but just like knickknacks that just happen when playing basketball, like they're gonna flare up. Those issues that are in the team are gonna flare up, and in a playoff setting, it could even be worse. We've seen D'Lo in a playoff setting. We've seen what Gabe can do in a playoff setting. And talking about Gabe, though, Gabe has been horrendous at a certain point. But defensively, though, he's looked good. And I don't want to say that in terms of like he's been amazing and whatnot, but the defense is there. I don't have a problem with his defense. The issue with him is just, can he hit a freaking shot? Can he hit a 3-point shot? And if he can, he'll have a space here. Like he'll have a place here, because here's the thing right now, Gabe Vincent is a negative contract. He has 1 more year in his contract. So if you want to trade for Gabe, you have to pay somebody to really take him on. Because right now he looks horrible because he can defend, but that's about it. He can't shoot. He can't he can barely dribble, and he can barely it's hard for him to play up. I I don't know what they're gonna do, but I get why they're giving Gabe minutes to see if at some point he can come alive. Because if Miami gave shows his head and it's like, "Hey guys, I'm back," Lakers maybe tempted to like that could be the case, or they can keep him and say, "Hey, this is the new trend." So with that, I will say I appreciate everybody. Thank you all. If you want to have this discussion more in this, by all means, just go to playback. We are normally every day there on playback. It'll be playback.tv slash PG. You guys can join this conversation. Chat. Enjoy this. We can do video or audio, and you can join us also in those are watch parties that we do um, at Laker games and every other. You like discourse or you want to disagree with me, some of the things that I've said, by all means, leave a comment or join us in play. So I want to say thank you. Stay safe out there, and let's see Lakers face Utah. Let's see if we can get that win. Take care, guys. Later.